Are you wondering what we can do next on AAVE, or what targets and wave we can do, really what price we can reach, all of this? If you're wondering, if you're asking yourself really one of these questions, you are at the right place, because I am going to show you all the different possible waves you can expect here on AAVE. Of course, I'm going to try to not make it too complex so everyone can understand, so you don't need some crazy base and even more than this really on little waves. So anyway, let's get started with this. As always, I'm going to start with a bigger time frame so you can really understand the context we are in. Okay, that is extremely important in my opinion. The context is key. Okay, so first, higher time frame, smaller wave. What do we have here to the upside? We have more likely 5 waves. Okay, so once we have these 5 waves, what we can expect next? What we can expect is very simple. We can expect a bigger impulsive or a bigger ABC zigzag. Okay, so these are the two possible configurations we can expect next. So bigger A wave, B retracement, and then we get a C here. So we have an impulsive in that case for a C wave. Okay, so 5 wave like this, or we have an ending, so to speak here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is only possible, this kind of pan, in a C wave. So we're going to take this C wave in that case. Now, because the impulsive 1, 2, 3 and ABC have the exact same smaller waves, as I said, except that the C wave can get an ending, not the wave 3. If we have, as I said here before, 2, 3, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can absolutely be a wave 3 too. So it can be in that case an ABC zigzag or a wave 3. Okay, then the wave 4 and then the wave 5. Of course, the wave 4 cannot break the wave on top, so we shall go a bit higher than this. Again, don't check the price on the right, really. I'm just placing it randomly, okay, randomly here in the chart. So yeah, these are the two possible higher time frame configurations. Now, the most important, in my opinion, is what we have really inside here, and what price we can look here for a possible buy, what target and what wave we have in there, so we can expect next. I'm going to make it very simple, because you're going to see here with the waves, it's going to be very complex what we have here, but I'm going to show you something so you can really take advantage of this market really and trade this very much more easier, really, if we can say that. Okay, so let's pull the high time frame, the medium time frame scenario number 1 is really the only one really. We can now, by the way, keep the log scale just to show you the waves here. I'm going to go on the daily time frame here, and so show you here what we have to the downside. So we will have more likely here wave W here, okay, correction, so WX, we'll have a Y here. The Y, like as always, cannot be done and finished with a WXY. So here we have a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 ways correction, 5 ways ABC zigzags. We have a WXY. Y have an ABC zigzag, it's perfect. Then we have a possible ABC flat. Okay, this is possible. So correction, 5 waves. Okay, so ABC flat, that brings us with the X wave here, just not on that top. The RSI also making you here very important to confirm, if we can say confirm again. Be aware that we are never 100% sure. This is this is just all about probability, but it's more likely done here. Okay, so from here, what do we have to the downside? We have a triple wave down. Okay, so if we have a triple wave and we are in a Z wave right here, okay, because we have done this WXY X, and if we start to make still something, if we have a correction here, is to go more down. So of course we can make something bigger here in the X wave, but I'm going to take this to not make it too complex. Okay, so I'm going to take the case that we're already in the Z. So if we're already in the Z, can we be done like this? Yes, it's possible, but again, it will result to a truncated Z wave. So is it the most probable to stop with a truncated Z, or to make something that is not truncated, so to speak, to get a wave like this, to get a Z wave that's gonna go below the Y leg here? It's more probable to get the Z wave that's gonna go below the Y leg here. So it's possible, as you understood here, to stop that right there, and now to start something bullish, but it is less probable. So do we trade a less probable move really? No. Now, of course, before, with VIPs, we have been able to plan, for example, these targets where this was a buy, and really we have been able to write this. We have been able also to write some bottoms right here. This was pretty cool, right? So these are already some lows. We have been able to make some money on this. Okay, so now I'm really going to plan some targets in case we'll have to go more down. So in case we'll have to go more down here, what are the possible waves? So as we understood, WXY, and so here into this Y leg, what we have to look for really for the targets, it's right here. Okay, so these are for the moment the targets we'll have to be aware of. Just gonna remove that log scale because it changed a bit everything. So here, this is the first possible target. Okay, so you have this first, you have a part of the MC extension here just below the low here. Okay, and as always, a Z wave can finish with a WXY, just a Y leg that cannot finish with a WXY. So here we can look for the Z wave right here that's gonna stop around. So this MC extension 71, 76 plus a 120 extension here. If we start breaking this, we can look for this 123 of the Z and sorry, not of the Z by the way, of this triple wave and of this Y leg, and then we can look for the 1618 maximum target of this extension right here and of the correction by the way. So yeah, it's really going to be aware. I'm going to focus next on the smaller wave by the way here, okay, of this section of the chart. But yeah, these are the targets really below. If you want to add some more confidence with this, you can simply add the level, so to speak here. Just be careful, you're going to get a lot of levels right now. Bam, you have all of this really. Okay, in addition to this, you can add some few swing flip and I will be aware of. Okay, for example, that one here. These are really the, I mean, this is really the confidence you have to be aware of in addition to the extension. So really, if you want to get the confidence, you also have some nice levels here we have been able to plan. That's why these walls are targets. By the way, yeah, I'm saying shit because this right here was pushed before, if I'm mistaken, because that was on these levels. Now these levels are here, but you can see here these are some very nice supports. So I'm just going to remove that because we have too much stuff here on the chart. But yeah, so first of all here, if we have to go below these lows, I'm going to really show you next so you can really understand a very easy pattern here. Okay, so you can really trade that very easy without checking out all the wave, because you're going to see that we have a lot of configuration with this double EXY down. Okay, the red ones, the red waves here. So first target, this one here. Next, if we go below, we have the weekly plus a monthly with the 123 fibs, and we have also this swing third pan right here just below to be aware of. So we have all of this right here, first, second and third target. Last one here, we also have the 618 66% lock scale right here, so this is a very good target also if we start to go that down with, so the 1618 sorry extension here with the double weekly levels. Okay, so these are the three main targets in case we'll have to go more down for a possible long or a possible buy. As always, by the way, if you want to know how to buy or long this targets, the only thing you have to do is to watch at this video. I wish I known that before investing in crypto. This is the only thing you need to watch really to understand exactly how you have to trade or to invest into these targets. How do you recognize if you have to buy or not these targets? Just go and check this video, and otherwise what you can do is simply read and know the flow. This allows you to see the data behind the market, so you can really make some informed trade decision. If you want to do this, you just have to go and check out our website mooncharts.fr, and yeah, you have all the information there. Okay, so now I think I'm not going to make it really more complex with it, just gonna remove that. I'm going to show you really quickly what we can do here so you can understand why this is complex. Simply because here on a lower time frame, okay, this push to the upside, the last one here we have done, it's simply this. We have two different configurations. Okay, we'll have this first possible configuration where this is an ABC zigzag, so a correction to go more down to make a new low. So this is good for the continuation of the Y, for example. But again, if we're in a Y like here, we can make everything. Okay, we can make everything except the double EXY. So for example, we can even take this high here and still be into the Y leg. Why? Because we can be in an A, B, C flat, right? For example, let's say that this is a double EXY. Then we have an ABC zigzag. We're going to make a bigger push to the upside to go and take those highs right here, these highs. Okay, so we can in that case look for a bigger W, X, and Y, for example, and from here we're simply going to retrace with some 5 ways down. Okay, why? Because that will be an A, B, C flat into the Y leg, so we can make a lot of different configurations. Okay, so yeah, this is the first possible one on a lower time frame. This will be for more advanced people about using a wave on AAVE. Okay, I really want to show you the most probable stuff here, so I'm not going to really spend, as you understood, too much time on this. I'm really going to go next on the levels so you can really understand how you can trade this very easy. Okay, yeah, this is just apart from more advanced people using a wave. The other configuration is simply 5 waves leading. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we have this, then what we can look for next is very simple. An A, B, C zigzag. Okay, bam, minor Y. So for a correction still into the Y leg, the red Y leg. Okay, so for example, double EXY or the ABC zigzag, if you think these are 5 waves, okay, because double EXY is not possible normally. If we do one, we are going to do a bigger pattern, or double EXY XNZ. But yeah, now the CY of course can go above, as you understood, to look for such, bam, A, B, C flat. Okay, as I drew before, correction, 5 ways. Okay, so these are the two configurations you have on lower time frame. Now I think that we're good to move on the levels. So these levels here, let's go on this. Okay, so I'm just gonna yeah, by the way, that was a short trade plan with VIPs. Right here, by the way, it was right there, you know, that was a plan, that was something planned with VIPs. By the way, the VIP is not available anymore, so now everything is for absolutely free on the Discord server. So if you want to get some TAs, just join the Discord server. I'm updating Bitcoin, for example. By the way, every day I'm live on Bitcoin to give you such setup. For example, that was yesterday's setup here. That was my main target for a short, and we went in there and got the rejection, so it's pretty cool. And this was also before with the same stuff. I mean, this is just pretty crazy. We've got, you know, this very nice short trade plan before we ever even do this massive wick to the upside here. It was already planned with the levels. We take this high, so for example on Bitcoin. So just go and join the Discord server. You have a nice amount of information there, so to trade the market good. And yeah, so the thing is here, let me just remove some few stuff here so you can really see what I mean here with how you can trade this easy. So yeah, by the way, the short trade now I think we can remove. Just gonna hide that by the way, but it was a very nice short trade. So here, what you can see, I think you can clearly see something here. You can clearly see something that is, if I go on a bit of a bigger time frame, maybe you can see what's happening there. But you can clearly see this kind of resistance and this kind of support here. So this is not a needle wave triangle, okay? This is absolutely not a needle wave triangle. But with this triangle, we can look for a possible breakout. So of course you can try to short the top and long the bottom here, okay? But if we have to break to the upside here, we're going to look for a possible. Again, you have to know how to recognize a good breakout or not. For example, if the volume is big, this is a good breakout. I mean, bigger than some of the tops. If you have also some longs coming in, if you have, I mean, a lot of different data, you can learn this on the website if you want to know how to expect a good breakout, really. But yeah, so what you can look for here, simply if we break to the upside, we can look for a possible short trade. Okay, so we're going to plan some targets to look for a short all the way up here, because we do have this breakout here that can break out and just come back down. This is something absolutely possible that will just trap a lot of people into this break to the upside. Okay, so that's why I'm going to show you the targets next of this, and exactly the same to the downside. We just have to look for a possible, if we break the low here and break this triangle to the downside, we can look for a possible reversal. Okay, so we have two ways to trade this really. I'm going to explain you how to trade out, and I'm going to show you the targets. So how to trade this, you can look for a possible fake out. Okay, the fake out here, you have two different ways to trade out. If we do the fake out, you're going to look for a possible flip to support of this, and so a possible long trade on the retest. Now the other way to trade it, just you take the short directly here if you really know how to read and know the flow and all of this really. So this is a possible aggressive entry really, but otherwise if you want to trade this a bit safest way really, if we can say that, just wait for the triangle here to be reclaimed. Once you have done this, as you can see, that's a very low entry. You can just go here and just reverse. Yeah, this is also a safest way to trade up. Personally, I'm gonna trade it based on the direction, but if you want to trade this the safest way, so you can look for such short on the retest when you reclaim the triangle resistance. Okay, and so bring it back down, take profit one on the, if you have some big levels, be aware of the big levels, but otherwise you can just take profit one on the bottom here of the triangle, okay, on the support. Next, if we break this to the downside, again, you just have to look for a possible fake out of the low again. If we get a continuation, you just look for the targets we have planned below. Okay, simple as that really. Now, so this is a plan to the upside. You can short here directly, okay, or if you depend on the direction, I'm going to show you the targets next, or you can short on the reclaim of the triangle. It's exactly the same here for a break to the downside. You just break this to the downside. Okay, you can buy and long directly into the targets I shared with you just before on the lows. Okay, otherwise you just wait for this to be reclaimed, flip it into support, and once you have done this, you just enter the long trade. Okay, just take that long trade right here. Okay, and enjoy the rise. Really, that's the only thing you have to do. Don't try to take profit one still to lock some few profit on the resistance just in case. But yeah, this is otherwise a possible trade setup. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna show you of course some possible intra in the triangle possible targets. But yeah, so now yeah, you understood how to trade out, so we can move on the targets. So these are the targets really to the upside. Okay, I'm gonna show you the levels, everything really, so you can really understand how to trade down. By the way, no, this is not needed. Yeah, like this, perfect. So these are the targets for a possible fake out to the upside. Okay, the best of the best will be really, so of course you can do a fake out like this and come back down and bam bam bam. That will be good for that short, because you will not go too high and not get a very big price action to miss. So this is, for example, a possible short setup. Okay, again, just recognize by yourself if the breakout is good or not by reading the order flow, or just by checking out the volume. For example, you have this first possible short setup. If there is nothing good on the order flow, for example in here, and this is a very good breakout we have done, what you look for here is simply a continuation into the second target here, and from here you just see again what is the reaction. If the reaction is good, you just take the short and bring it back down really to the top minimum of the triangle, the resistance of the triangle, for a flip to support, as I said earlier, flip to support, bounce, or continuation for lower prices. If there is nothing again in here, we can simply look for a much bigger push to the upside, okay, and so to speak here for a nice swing through pan of the tops right there. Okay, this is really the next target where you can look for a nice short trade. These are really the 3 shorts to be aware of. Again, we can also make a really much more bigger push to the upside, but in that case I'm not really looking for a short. If we start breaking this highs right here, I mean, yeah, these are still some targets to be aware of, but I will be more aware of a possible quick fake out like this or something, because if we start getting really acceptance above here, this will be much more longer. In that case, we'll have to make some smaller wave and everything to really find the good targets above. Okay, but yeah, for now, if we make a fake out really of this, I will be aware of these targets, right? But yeah, be aware of that. After this kind of very long range, we do not necessarily need to do a fake out, so really recognize by yourself if this is going to do a fake out or not by reading it again once more in order flow, or just by checking the volume. But yeah, order flow is very nice in my opinion. Now, these are the targets to the upside. To the downside is very simple. What we have planned before here to the downside, these are the targets just we have planned there. Okay, so where is this targets? Right here. So if we do the move to the downside here, we can just pull it here, okay, and do the exact same stuff. So if we break to the downside, what is the first target here? Bam, the first target we have planned. You can long directly here, either flip to resistance and then drop, okay, or reclaim, flip to support and get a bounce. In that case, you enter the long here, depending if you want to be aggressive here or not aggressive, and so you take the trade later. If you get nothing again in here, you just look for the next target. If you want to know how to trade such target, for example, I mean, this is more for investment, not really trading, but if you want to know how to invest, if you want to buy these targets, just go in again once more, check out this video. You have all the informations in there. But yeah, so these are the targets to the downside. You have also the targets to the upside. Be aware of that. If we're in this Z wave, we can also get every shape possible. We can get a triangle, we can get a flat, we can get a double XY, we can get a double XY extend Z. So yeah, we have a lot of different possibilities. For example, here, if we take the highs like this, and maybe even go a bit above and then retrade, that's why I'm looking for a possible fake out, because we will get this possible ABC flat. Okay, so we have this A, BC flat, and so in that case, yes, we'll have this nice possible, so ABC zigzag here, ABC for a much bigger push to the upside. Okay, so yeah, that's why with the wave we'll have a lot of configurations. So that's why I prefer to make it really more easier by looking at this kind of panel where we can look for some fake out and get some very nice trade setups. Now again, if this is a good breakout, be careful shorting all of this. We are maybe not going to get some trades of this. Okay, so anyway, on this being said, I really hope you all enjoyed this update. Don't forget as always to smash that like, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications. If you have some some questions, do not hesitate to ask these questions down below in the comment section. As always, if you can also write some comments, thank you so much. As always, this helps a lot. So thank you so much again if you take the time to do it. And with this being said, I wish you all a brilliant day and catch you all in the next one. Cheers.